name is Jenny, and I'm a wife and mom raising 2 kids. But I used to live a more glamorous life as a TV reporter. I was on the nightly news interviewing pop stars and politicians. So when I said goodbye to TV and hello to motherhood, I suddenly discovered what we moms are up against. We live in a world that tells us to be rich and famous, thin and successful. You know, almost nobody says, "Oh, hey, you're a mom? That is fabulous." But you are fabulous, and I'm here to tell you why.
It's the ChannelMom Show, celebrating you with Jenny Dean Schmidt.
Brought to you by Therapon Skin Health, helping moms have healthy, youthful-looking skin for 20 years. Alrighty, you got a lot of stuff to talk about this morning, but first, can we touch on this marijuana smoking moms versus wine drinking moms thing?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it was an interesting article to read for sure, and I guess I'll start by saying, you know, no, whether it's wine or marijuana or coffee or sugar or any mind or mood altering, stimulant, to always look at your relationship to it. So why is it that, you know, smoking a joint makes it easier to fold laundry and be with your kids? I mean, there's no judgment there, but just take a look at, you know, also why is it that you have to have a glass of wine to unwind after the end of the day or to be able to, be more cordial to your partner? It's really like, you know, why is it that you need sugar to feel good or coffee to get up and get moving in the morning? All of those things have the same impact on the pleasure center of your brain, and they can become, you can become reliant on them, and they can start to alter physiology so that you really kind of, there's a chemistry in your body that will make you want those things just to feel good. So it's really, I just wanted to preface it before I kind of get into the nutritional conversation of just to really look at why? What's the relationship?
And you fully admit that you were dependent on pleasure foods exclusively to try to make your life better, and you finally realized that it's okay to have some pleasure foods, but that you have to balance it with foods that are good for you to make your body work like a machine, you know? Right.
To have those mechanics just be there without the intervention, if you will. But to kind of look at the two substances, okay, we'll take marijuana, pot, cannabis, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
There's no real nutritional value, meaning that it's not a food, right? So there's not going to be macronutrients like protein, carbohydrates, and fats. There's no kind of phytonutrients or micronutrients because you're smoking it. So there might be some medicinal qualities, and you even mentioned one, just, the medical marijuana that, studies are showing that it does have properties that reduce pain and inflammation. And then there's other research out there that shows that it might help, that there might be active ingredients in marijuana that help with Alzheimer's and might have antibacterial qualities, might help with arthritis. But, those are inconclusive at best.
Yeah.
What we know it best for in terms of medical marijuana is just, relieving pain and so the jury's out, but no real nutritional value. So then you take a glass of wine, and because it is food-based, made from grapes, there is not only nutritional value in that it does give you calories. So, an average 5-ounce glass of wine is about 125 calories. Maybe with a sweeter wine, you're getting up closer to 170 calories per 5-ounce or 3-ounce glass. And you're getting some carbohydrates, you're getting some sugar.
Aren't there antioxidants too, and then properties that are good for your heart?
So you've got your macronutrients that give you, those are empty calories, but they still are calories that give you fuel. But then you have all the phytonutrients. You have the resveratrol, and you have all of those flavonoids that are shown to reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease and cancer and Parkinson's and Alzheimer's.
You're giving me a good excuse to have a glass of wine this evening.
But again, all in moderation, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's important to keep in mind these health benefits are only when you drink in moderation. So even more than a glass of wine per day, in my opinion, is still, you kind of got to watch it.
Absolutely.
But they're saying that even more than one glass of wine a day for women can increase your risk for breast cancer. So it still has alcohol in it, right? So I don't know. You just have to kind of look at it in terms of kind of the health properties of wine, the healing medicinal properties of marijuana, and then, bottom line is, like what you said, you need a prescription for one, the other one you can buy over the counter, and there's, but, you can go to other parts of the world, and this conversation is like, huh? Because marijuana is just accepted.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like Amsterdam.
Yeah, or Switzerland or Canada or.
But let me say this. First of all, thank you for bringing some reasoning to this debate, and so it doesn't sound so ridiculous. But second of all, I am not condoning any of this. Because I just don't. I'm not saying you must go do these things and that it's all okay. Thirdly, I think the thing that alarmed me a little bit about this debate was, gosh, are we really talking about moms? Not just 22-year-old women, but moms debating if, you get drunk and I get stoned, and which is worse. I think, wow, don't we all realize that to the extreme of either one is not okay?
Right.
And of course, I don't know enough about marijuana. I don't want to judge it, but that's certainly not something I use, and I'm not sure that moms should regularly use it unless they've got a chronic pain problem. So anyway, thank you for bringing something to this debate. I appreciate it. Now, we only have about 6 minutes for you to touch on your other things, which are super important. So quickly tell us, before we get to fats, what kind of sweeteners are okay for us now and what are not?
The debate continues, but really, I just always say go for the real thing. Go, if you're looking at labels, which is typically where the sweeteners show up outside of a whole food. It's going to be in a packaged food. Your high fructose corn syrup, that's going to be your most processed sugar. So I'd rather you just choose something that has like cane sugar or evaporated cane juice or even sugar.
Yeah.
For that matter, not because it has less of an impact in terms of your blood sugar and how high fructose corn syrup and sugar are going to have the same impact in terms of a blood sugar issue and still raise your blood sugar, but one is not as processed. So real sugar is not as processed.
Right. That's why I get Dr. Pepper with real sugar.
Yeah, there you go. I was going to even say, drink the real Dr. Pepper versus the diet.
That's right,
because in my opinion, the real danger in the kind of sweetener conversation are the artificial sweeteners. Your sugar alcohols that make it a zero-calorie food that are just straight chemicals.
Yeah.
And your body just does not know what to do with that. So sweeten your tea with honey versus, or even raw sugar versus Equal or
Splenda.
Sucralose or Splenda, because, again, you're saving, 20 calories, but you're saving your body a lot of distress by not giving it fake stuff.
Well, and I think they've done studies that have proven that people that drink Splenda and diet sodas and so on don't lose any weight, more so than somebody who doesn't do that stuff, that it actually makes you retain water and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So those things are not necessarily better for you. Two quick things before we move on to fats. How about stevia and agave nectar?
So, again, I love stevia because it's a zero-calorie sweetener, but it's all natural. I actually have a stevia plant in my backyard, and so it's just a very, very sweet leaf.
Okay. That's
rendered into a powder or a liquid, and then that's sold over the counter or sold, on our shelves at the grocery store. Same thing though, still a zero-calorie food, and with any of these sweeteners, think about, again, why you're using it. It's a zero-calorie food. If you're putting it in your tea and that's all you're drinking throughout the day, your body is still saying, okay, well, where's the calories? Something's coming in, but there's no calories there. And so it puts you in this state of craving that sweetness and really being hungry all the time, which is why they don't recommend it for people trying to lose weight, and especially diabetics, because it still has that same impact.
Sure. Quickly,
on our bodies,
because we have like 2 minutes, Jules. Is it agave nectar not good for you? Because I've heard that lately.
And I'm still looking into that. I can't really say conclusively. It's it's a little more processed, but it's still lower on the glycemic index. And I just have had people who don't do really well with it. So maybe digestively it doesn't work as well as honey, but still, better than some of the other sweeteners out there.
Good to know. So in 90 seconds, can you tell our moms out there and dads what fats we can go for and what ones we should not?
So eat your good, healthy oils. Use your olive oil. Use your grapeseed oil. Cook with them. Use them on your salads. It's staying away from the hydrogenated fats. And you'll read it on a label, and it'll say hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated. Just stay away from those. Those are your trans fats that are found in our commercially baked goods, on your crackers and cereals and and things like that. Those are the artery clogging fats. But the rest of it, even a little bit of butter every now and then, using your healthy oils, we need it for satiation, and we need it, the good healthy omega-3 fats for a healthy brain and heart health.
Yeah, I'm fond of saying fat is not bad. I eat butter. Our body needs it to process and function properly.
Right, and we're finding now it's not necessarily saturated fats that are causing the problem. It's these chemically produced trans fats that you find, like Crisco, basically, which is being put into our baked goods, commercially baked goods.
So no to Crisco. What about things like corn oil and vegetable oil and saffron?
Well, again, they just don't have a lot of nutritional value, and they're pretty processed. So that's why I say, cook with grapeseed oil, use your olive oils for your salad dressings, things like that, and then use your flax oil on your salads, but also you can use that just kind of therapeutically to get your good omega-3 fats. And then, obviously your great nuts and avocados and your whole food sources of fat are great.
Absolutely. And sometime we'll talk about coconut oil because I like it.
That's another great, super oil, and that you can cook with it. It alters the flavor of food a little bit more, but it's definitely, research is showing that its medium-chain triglycerides help in so many different areas of our health.
Yeah. All right. We got to let you go. Jules,
well, thank you,
so
ma'am.
much for being with
Everyone,
us.
have a good day.
Yeah, and we're going to launch a new segment with you, which we'll announce next month, so it'll be exciting.
That is exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, dear. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. She's fabulous. Julie, author of Fat is Not a Four-Letter Word.